top, and it hit the top guard. I don't know if they broke it.
Ready for your seat yet? Okay.
All right, so I've got it back. I tried to stream from my phone or to tether to my phone, and it wasn't working. It was no better. I'll just stick using the Wi-Fi here, which is not fantastic either. That is why you're getting poor, a lot of drop frames and such. And you'll also notice that it says Marc Kennedy Game 3 Part 2. This is actually Game 4. I'll fix that when we save when the game's over. So Team Batchek took a deuce in the first end, making it 2-0 for Team Batchek. After the first end, Team Cully has the hammer. Max throws to the house and skates to the back of the 4-foot, a little bit heavy. Cully ends up with a high guard. Max is bringing it to the house, probably just top house. Have a little bit of a guard and fighting would be nice. Overcurl's just a titch, but it's half underneath their blue guard there.
Does it have to fully be inside the? Yeah.
Team Cully with the delivery. And it's gonna, looks like it might tap the red one out. Nope, just tap it back. And it rolls under cover there. Little hack weight will get it out. Looks like Dylan's got playing a board weight. It's going to curl around. Should be able to pick it out. Nice. If it gets by the guard and it skinnies the guard. Beautiful shot. And it flops over in front of the other one, which leaves it open for a deuce, or for a double. And that's what Team Cully is going to call.
What kind of stuff did you get? Oh, nice.
Team Cully with the hits, and they're by the guard. Just going to peel off the top one though. Just misses the back one. Dylan with the second stone trying to draw the button. They want it to be biting if they can. It's a little light. It's not going to get to the house, but it's a good guard. So it's guarding both of the two red ones there. There's a tight hole through those two guards to get to the top red one, but it would not be worth it to even try. Cully calls for a draw in. And second on Team Cully is going to hit the red guard. Maybe even looks like she's on it, and she's going to bump it over or skate by. She skates by and actually bumps the top red one a bit. So you definitely could go through that hole, as they just showed. Kessler calls for a draw in. Andrew's second stone, or first stone, sorry. He looks like he might be a touch heavy. Max is trying to carve it over. And it just died just before it hit the hog line. And Kessler's trying to knife it. Knifing it slows it down and makes it curl a little bit more. And there's some debate over whether it works or not, but we do believe that it does work. And I don't know if Kessler made it happen there, but it does often work. It all depends on how slow that stone is going. If it's slow enough, you can do it. Third stone from Team Cully. That one is going to flash Kessler will throw a guard now, probably just biting the 12-foot. I just say that because that's what I do. Oh, Kessler calls for a draw to the 4-foot. Andrew looks like he's got about the same weight. Boys are right off of it. Max is going to start trying to cut it now. Get it to curl over a bit. It's good stone. Just by almost biting the edge of the 12 or the 8-foot, sorry.
Oh, you do? Enjoy your stone. Thank you.
Team Cully was trying to get a double or make something happen. She's going to be on the red one, I think the top one, and probably just, nope, she missed it. Flashes it. Kessler's looking at drawing through the other side, around the other side. It's going to be a little heavier over there.
Oh, yeah.
Reason for drawing the other side is simply to keep them from drawing the 4-foot. It's going to be a little heavier on that side because no stones have run down there. So Kessler will have to throw a little touch heavy, probably a 14 should do. There's a touch inside. Gonna rack on it. Skinnies the guard, kind of rubs off the guard and leaves another guard. That was a 14-4. He needed a little bit more weight than that. Team Cully's probably going to look at trying to hit again. Currently there are 4 red stones, so 4 batch stones in the house. Cully has hammer, so they're going to have to gamble here.
That's true. No, our chef, I think.
Team Cully with their first skip stones. Trying to throw at least a takeout. Trying to get a double, or there is a triple lined up there. It's going to be on the red one. Going to peel it off though. Oh, correction, she flashed it. Threw a 9-8 at it. Andrew's looking at a guard. Kessler's looking at drawing to the house. I think making it bite is the good call because then you make her draw against 5. Kessler's trying to be a little aggressive here because they've missed a few of their hits. So.
Well, why don't you just go down to the water park and leave them at one of the lockers there? So if you're going down to the water park, you get a locker, right? Yeah, but just go and get it before 6. If you're worried on watching the kids. Just leave your stuff. Why don't you just put it in your meeting rooms when it's over? Well, obviously, it's coming sometime today.
Looks like it's a little lighter than he wanted, but it's going to be to the house and bump up that red one a bit.
That's why I think
It's a good call. Good shot. It's a good plan B. They wanted it behind on the 8-foot, but that's a great plan B. So now it's pretty tough for Cully to get to that stone that's on the 4-foot. Best thing she can do is try to draw up to it and concede one. She's drawing against 5 here. This would be a steal of 5 if she misses. This is looking like it's going to be light. They're not going to get that there. They're not even. It'll just be a cross hog, I think. And that's a steal of 5 for Team Bacek. Current score is 7-2 after 2 ends. Seven zero. I meant after 2. Sorry, not 7-2, 7-0.
What are you going to do? I guess you could take everything into the water. Are you? Yeah. Why wouldn't she just left her crap there so she wouldn't have to haul it around?
Oh, he's working on her 12-cylinder. Yeah, it's just not
One time. One too many tequilas for this old girl.
Coaches are just having a little. The coach for Team Cully just having a little talk with her girls, and Coach Don talking with the boys. Max steps up to the hat for his first stone of end number 3.
Oh, really? Did you just give it? I would have liked no
Kessler calls it to the house, and it's going to, looks like it's going to be biting the 8-foot. Probably calls a drive behind. Yeah, that's going to be inside. Probably going to draw past, or it's going to be light too, so it's going to be a corner guard. Oh, it just picked. Now it's moving back to the center, and it'll be just over the hog line. Kessler calls for a draw in to the house, behind the guard. Boys are just walking beside it. They're saying it's a little heavy. Threw about the same weight, but it was down the center where it's a little bit keener. And it does curl in behind, actually. It's going to be just behind the tee line. Cully trying to draw, and that's going to skate through. Kessler will probably call it to the house again. dealing with the delivery. Andrew's keeping it clean. They are now both on it, so they think it's a little light. They want to get it to the house. They want it to bite. Even if it's just biting, that's fine. And it looks like they got it there. So it's just on the edge of the center line, kind of tucked underneath the guard, about half quarter stone under the guard. Cully calls for a draw to the button. Cully with delivery. Second stone. That's inside. And it's going to be on that blue guard up top. Bumps the blue guard over and to the center line, and the shooter is just on the hog line. Interesting rule about curling is that if a stone hits a guard that's just past the hog line and it ends up on the hog line, it is not taken off. If another stone hits it and it's beyond this side of the hog line, where it would usually be taken off, it actually stays in play. And you could actually theoretically have stone after stone after stone not past the hog line if they hit each other, and it's still in play. They're all still in play. Boys are pounding it. It's going to be a touch light to get to the house, about 2 feet in front of the house. Team Cully calls for another draw in behind everything. Draw to the button. Girls are trying to sweep. They're pounding it. And that is not going to make the hog line. And that is hogged. Kessler calls a draw. Oh, now he's looking at a guard. Take the 4 foot away from them. Oh, still drawing in, but if it ends up with a guard, that's fine too. If Andrew makes this guard, it's all pretty tough for them to score.
Good job, buddy.
He's a touch inside here. And he's going to rub off the guard. And it's actually going to work out good for him. He was inside and light. Cully calls for a hit on the guard on the center line. And it is going to rack on the blue guard. Bumps up the red guard a bit. Opens up the center, which actually isn't bad for them. Andrew's going to either probably plug up the center or try to chip that red stone into the house. That would be a pretty good call too. Looks like one of the girls had burnt a stone. It didn't, or bumped it or something, and it wouldn't have gone very far, so they just moved it back to where it was, or to where they thought it would have been. Andrew in the front end are asking for the tap. Kessler says, "Yeah, we can do the tap. It's a good call." It's going to come from the Andrew's intern side.
Well, if I was with you, I'd be with me. This one crashed.
Called for T-line weight, so he just wants to bump it back to the 12-foot, 8-foot. He was a little wide again. Max is trying to carve it over, and it's going to bump in. I don't know if it's, looks like it might be biting there. He racked on the guard, and then bumped, and then hit it, and bumped it over. I'm good.
She said that.
Team Cully with racks on the guard, and their stone ends up freezing to one of the red ones, one of the red Bacek stones. Kessler's looking at a guard on a centerline guard. There's no cameras on this sheet, so we can't see what the house, from the overhead of the house. So we kind of go by what they're trying to call here. Kind of looks like he's trying to play a bump again. A little tap. It looks like Bacek is 1, 2, 3, 4 there. They might even have 5 biting, but I'm not sure. Kessler with the delivery. They're trying to carve it over. Gonna rub off that guard there. And right into the big old cluster of red stones there. Still, the 4-foot's pretty much taken away from Team Cully. There's a space there, like they could draw through it, and that's what they're gonna have to try. There's too many stones there to get them out. They really, really need to get a stone into the house. If they could draw the 4-foot or the button in behind there, or even try, or even get one to the 8-foot, kind of beside that red one that's biting the 8-foot, would actually be a good call. And they're kind of looking at the guard, hitting the guard, but that is probably not what they want to do. it's either hitting, I think they're looking at either hitting the guard or trying to draw behind it, but that's not a very good call either. They really should just go straight. Oh, now they're looking at the hit again. If they come a little wide and a little light, they could tap it in.
Yeah, some of
Delivery for Team Cully. And it looks like it's light. They're trying to hold it. She's going to peel it off. Nope, it's going to hit it through. And she's going to roll over. So Kessler's probably going to try to draw in behind. Make sure that they can't get to the button. Or Andrew's looking at a guard that's just biting the house. Pretty good call too. Something else they could do is they could hit off their red one that's beside the blue one. It would possibly bump the blue one over and bump some more of theirs in. Right now I think they're sitting 1, 2, 3 for sure, maybe 4. Could be another big steal. Kessler with his delivery. They want it biting if they can because there's no loose stones that are in the house at all. So if they are going to the house there. As long as it's biting in the house someplace. And above the tee line is good unless they bury it, which is okay too. It's going to be biting 4, tucked under the guard. Buried? I don't know yet. Just about buried. It's the girls can't get to the inside of it to hit and roll under. Best they can do is freeze to it. This is the right call for her. Team Cully with the delivery. Skip from Cully, and that is going to over curl. She was either inside or didn't take enough weight. Girls are still sweeping it. It might bump something in. And nothing really happens. We'll see how many the boys put up. That's definitely going to be a steal. A 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. Oh, it was a steal of 5 again. So the score is now 12-0 after 3 ends. So far, after 3 ends, it's 12-0 for Team Batchek with a take of 2 with the hammer, and then a steal of 5, and another steal of 5. That's the other thing, too. On the other hand, you might as well just practice draws. This team Cully, is obviously, they're kind of beginners, I think. They're from Sherwood Park, I believe. You can tell that they're beginners. They've got some, at least one of them has a slip-on slider. And it's a tough one when you're new to curling and you're curling against the provincial champs. As you recall, last weekend was U18 provincials, and Team Batchek went undefeated and won the title. Got their Team Alberta brooms. Max throws it to the center, just biting the house. I think Kessler probably wanted it a little deeper than that, but that's fine stone too. And that's going to be a hog stone. Kessler calls for a draw. Max's second stone. He wants to draw to the 4 foot. Maybe biting button underneath the guard there. And the boys are right off of it, saying it's a little hot, a little heavy. And now it's going to be by. Now they're going to sweep it back. Further you sweep it, the further it moves. Further it moves, more curls. And it gets to exactly where Kessler asked for it. That one was hot and heavy. Yeah, and they didn't have to pound it at all because it was hot and heavy. Team Cully with the draw. They are going to bite the house, it looks like. So Dylan will be asked to take that one out and hit and roll under, or hit. He says either hit and flop over or hit and roll over to the other side. Basically just make it go away without jamming on the one that's on the 4 foot. And I just realized that I have not updated the score, so I'll do that right now. Thank you, Jason, for the reminder, although I realized it as soon as I saw your text without even reading your text. It's always good to have a backup, people at home who are letting you know when you mess up, or not mess up, but when you forget to do something, because I get lost in the game, watching the game, and forget to do things. Often I end up watching other games too, and then I forget to do things as well. Just a fan of the roaring game, as they say. And this one's going to be wanted a hit, I think. It's going to rub and just push him around a bit. Blue stone, the shooter rolls over to the C in Crestwood. Kessler's going to call for a hit. Nose hit from Dylan. So Kessler wants to hit that blue stone. Yeah. And it's gonna hit and stick. Oh, no, it's not. It rubs it and rubbed it off a little to the right. The ladies, the moms, are all laughing because in curling there are many, many ways that we describe curling that can be taken in as what you might call a double entendre. Girls are looking for, they are going to tap the red one in and roll over to a pretty decent little guard, actually. Well, half a guard. You can fully see the blue one. So Andrew can hit and roll under. And Kessler calls for the run back, which actually is a pretty good call. Little double there. Might as well. When you're up 12-0, might as well play the run back or the double. Andrew with the hit. He's going to have the top one for sure. Looks like it is going to pop back, rub off or nail the one that's on the forefoot and roll out. Just a little off the broom, I think. And the girls are going to flash it. So Kessler's going to call for a hit on the blue stone. Hit and roll undercover if you can. And Max is trying to carve it over, and it's going to hit and flop out, but just sticking around just at the top of the two Christmas trees, or spruce trees on the crestwood ring. Team Cully calls for a hit, trying to play the double. Slip's coming out of the hack a little bit, but she steered it back. She's going to have the top one for sure. She might have the double. Oh, and she just ticks the black one and gets one. Kessler's looking at this blue stone here, wants to nose hit it, punch it through the hole. Over on sheet 6, Team Smith versus Polson. Smith just took 4 points to go up 5-3. Team Smith is without their skip right now. Logan is out, so they're curling with 3, and Reed Klimek is playing skip for them right now. There's been lots of flu going around. Lots of kids have been sick this week, so that could be what's the issue. we were kind of saying that, joking around, that maybe U15 provincials might have been a super spreader event. Lots of kids got sick off of last week or possibly this week at school and things like that. Kessler over curls, and he is going to tap the blue one into the red one, and red one goes out. Might still be biting there. I think he threw it just a little too light. Tim Cully trying for a nose hit or a hit and roll to the left. Line looks pretty good. She's going to hit it, I think. It's over curling. No, she might. She's going to chip it out, probably. And it peels off. Actually, she just tapped it. Kessler calls for a nose hit on the blue one there. If he can get the nose hit, he'll be sitting, looks like, possibly 4. She'll have to hit against 4. Another option that Kessler could make actually would be to split his red one that's on the button so that he could be sitting 3, but I don't know. You don't really need to do that. This way, if he takes us out, there's no way they can get a deuce. They're Dylan's sweeping it, trying to hold it straight. It's got the hit. Looks like it's going to be a nice nose hit. Exactly what they asked for. So, Bacek is sitting 1, 2, 3, possibly 4. And Cully has to hit against 4, or hit against 3, hit against 4. Cully trying to hit here. So fast, eh? like
Look fast repair.
no, 54 kilometers an hour in a small catamaran. It's crazy. And she flashes it. And looks like 4 points.
Nice hoodie, friend.
Thanks, Fred.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we will. All right. Look out, curling world.
Boys say it's 4. Girls were not 100% sure. They decided it's 4.
Abby's team
Steal a 4 to make it 16-0 after 4 ends. No 4 end break at this Bonspiel.
I don't know, Abby. I watched. I think it was me actually, because I went to watch yesterday. True part. And they were.
Oh, girls are taking their gloves off and they're gonna shake. That is another win. So Team Batchek moves up to 1 loss, 3-1, I think it is. They're not 100% sure that they should be in the playoffs, because it looks like there's going to be 3 teams with the same record. However, Team Batchek lost to Kennedy, but Sitka beat Kennedy, and Sitka lost to Batchek. So that way, the next thing they look at is going to be the LSD, the last known draw, and it looks like Batchek and Sitka have the better LSDs. Probably Batchek has the best one out of them, because all 4 of our boys put it within 30 centimeters of the button, or of the pin. So they had good LSDs, and so boys should be in the playoffs tomorrow morning, I believe at 8 a.m. on Sunday. So again, final score of 16-0 Team Batchek.